Hey friends, it's Brian and I'm back in the garage again today in a slightly different capacity than normal. Most of my viewers are used to seeing me doing dirt bike videos, which of course is my passion, but today I'm going to do something just a little bit different, a little bit challenging for me, and that is I wanted to go over what I did to get monetized on my YouTube channel, how I got 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours on my channel. So I thought that maybe some of the people out there who are doing how-to videos like I do might find some of this information useful, and hopefully I can help you out there to grow your own channel. So a little bit I want to tell you about some things that I learned and some ideas that I had along the way, and again, hopefully these are something that you can put to use in your own channel. So first of all, most people when they're watching YouTube channels, they want to learn something. I wanted to learn one day about how to solder copper pipe for a plumbing project that I had, and these types of things are common reasons why people go to YouTube to try to learn some special skill, learn something they don't know how to do. I've seen things as small as how to strip the yolk out of an egg, from all kinds of things that people go to YouTube for. So how-to videos are an extremely common format or style of video to produce for YouTube. But a lot of people make a lot of mistakes when they do that. So before we get into that though, I thought I might share with you just a little bit of information about how I got going and exactly how long it took me to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So I hope you're sitting down for this one because it was a really long time. It took me 9 years, 9 years, 4 months, and 14 days. But before you have a heart attack over that one, let me just tell you a little caveat about that. And that was I really didn't do anything with my channel for about 7 years. And honestly, I really didn't do anything with my channel until last year, honestly. That's when I really started getting serious about it and started working on a video series that I did building a CR85 dirt bike for my wife. Now that was when I really took it serious. But I did have a couple of videos out there, not much. So 352 days before I hit 1,000 subscribers, I had over 4,000 watch hours, but I only had 18 subscribers. So technically speaking, I sort of started with 18 and then got to 1,000 in just short of a year. So just to kind of give you an idea of what it took me to get to the place that I am now. And actually, I'm a little bit over 1,000 subscribers now. So a little bit of backstory. I got started in this whole deal because I was trying to rebuild a dirt bike motor transmission, and I couldn't find any information on the transmission anywhere in YouTube. So I decided that I would just go ahead and make a video on it and hopefully share that information with other people. So I got a service manual and was able to rebuild the transmission on a dirt bike motor, and I went through all the processes, and that was really my first video. I did nothing with that for a really long time. That video just kind of sat there, and that was kind of the end of it. So after several months, I decided to go ahead and start working on this CR85 video series for my wife, and I decided to strip down her motorcycle and completely rebuild that bike. And that was kind of the beginning of how I got started on YouTube. So when we come back, I want to go over with you step by step exactly how I did this, exactly what I did to grow the channel, and show you exactly how you can do the same thing step by step. So when we come back, that's what we're going to go over. So now I want to go over with you guys step by step exactly how I did this, how I got to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours on my channel. So as I mentioned earlier, I wanted to rebuild a CR85 for my wife, and in the process of doing that, I decided that I was going to document the entire build, especially the motor, and put that on YouTube and put a lot of effort into trying to promote that. So as part of that, I decided that I really wanted to promote myself, and what I did was I got involved in Facebook groups that were specific to dirt bikes, and in particular, I got involved in a couple of pages that were involved in the CR85. So once I got on those pages, I started commenting and sharing ideas, answering questions that people had about their CR85s. And as I built up my dirt bike, I added videos to my YouTube channel and basically was answering questions to the people that were in those channels or in those pages and sharing what I knew about the CR85 and direct them to my videos. So as time went by, those videos actually became fairly popular, and my CR85 series videos have tens of thousands of views and are still to this day some of the most popular videos that I ever made. So I started that way, and also I not only did Facebook groups, I also promoted what I did on Instagram. So I put out notices to people, told them I had new videos up. I made short little clips that I put on Instagram to kind of share with people. And I literally reached out to every single person that I knew and asked them to please watch my videos, to please look at my Instagram, to please go to my YouTube channel, to watch and subscribe and so on, because I really wanted to get the subscribers and the watch hours that I needed in order to get monetized. So not only was I doing the Facebook and the Instagram, I was literally out begging for my friends to please watch my channel and watch my videos. And also every time I put something up on Instagram, I was telling all my friends, check out my Instagram and so on. So that, and in addition, I did one other thing that I thought was really significant, and that was I got involved in forums that were specific to dirt bikes, and there are several out there. One of the more popular ones is called Thumper Talk, and I got on Thumper Talk and I would look up for people that had problems with, say, their CR85 or maybe their transmission on their motorcycle, and I would share my knowledge with that, answer their questions, and also direct them to my videos. And because of that, actually a few videos that I have, one in particular regarding the RC valve on a Honda, became extremely popular, again, with tens of thousands of views. So the way that I really approached that, to kind of summarize, is that I promoted myself through mediums that were specific to dirt bike people, and I helped them with their problems. So if you're doing something different, let's say that you're involved in grilling, let's say, and you want to get on pages for Instagram, they're involved with grilling, answer people's grilling problems, tell them about grills, make videos about grills and things like that. So by getting yourself connected with other people that have like interests to you, you can also promote your videos in the same way that I did. And this actually was a very powerful tool for me to promote myself, was to use these different mediums to express the things that I had made on YouTube and to connect people with the work that I was doing. So one thing I also did in addition to promoting myself was I really strove to make my videos more watchable. And to do this, I did a lot of different things. I really tried hard to compress the information that I had. I didn't ramble, I didn't talk too much, hopefully, by going on and on about like my personal life or things that happened between me and the last video and so on. So I really tried to keep those things out of my discussion as much as possible. And by compressing your thought processes and trying to organize what you're going to say in advance, it really, really helps to make your videos much more watchable. For me, I don't like to listen to people ramble on in their videos, and there's lots of people that do this who have fairly successful channels, but to me, I find it extremely annoying and I wouldn't recommend it. So another thing too is I really think is important is never ever lie to your viewer. And this is another thing that you can do to make your videos more watchable and to encourage people to your channel. So I, for instance, watched a video that was produced by a woman who the thumbnail of her video said how I got to 1,000 subscribers, and I watched it. And as it turned out, it had nothing to do with how to get to 1,000 subscribers. It was basically her feelings about getting to 1,000 subscribers and how sometimes she was motivated and sometimes she wasn't, blah, blah, blah. And to me, I felt like it was a lie. I felt like I had been tricked and duped into watching her video. So never ever promise something from your thumbnail or the language of your video that you're not going to deliver in your video. If you're lying to people, they are not going to watch you. So make sure that in the process of thinking about how to make yourself more watchable, make yourself more believable. Because in the end, what you're really selling is you. And for instance, there was a guy in the 1980s who you may or may not have seen. If you're my age, you probably have. A guy named Richard Simmons. This guy was a very popular fitness guy, but he was in no way fit whatsoever. He had a very popular television series where he would exercise with people, and then afterward they'd all sit down on the floor and talk about their weight loss stories and so on. They'd all sit around and cry, and he would hug them. And this was a very, very popular show. But the point I'm trying to make in that is that he was not fit at all. So it was because he was a lovable little teddy bear that people liked him. And if you can be lovable, believable, and not waste people's time and not lie to them, you're going to get people watching your channel. So think about these things when you're trying to turn your channel, your how-to channel, into something that people want to see. You have to keep these things in mind. They're very valuable tools. So not only the promotion side, but what it is that you're actually selling, which of course is you. So when we come back, I want to talk to you about the last little segment that I have here, and that is what I would do if I was starting from zero today. Some things I did well, some things I did poorly, but when we get back, I'm going to go over all of it. All right, so we're back, and I wanted to tell you, if I was starting from zero, if I was a newbie, what would I do today? So some things I did I thought were correct, and I went over those in some detail earlier, and those were promote yourself, try to level up your work, make sure that you're believable, that you're selling yourself in a way that is genuine and honest. People will not listen to a liar. So those are some important things that I think really add power to your channel. Another thing too, though, is always level up what you're doing, and I didn't go into as much earlier as I want to go into now, but if you're really serious about doing well on YouTube, you need to get quality shooting equipment, a decent camera, decent lighting set up, things like that. You want your studio to look professional and for your work to look professional and for you to constantly be improving the work that you're doing. So along with things like not wasting people's time and so on, as time goes by, my personal view is that just in the same way that models gave way to CGI and black and white movies and TV gave way to Technicolor, I strongly believe that as time goes by, YouTube is going to keep leveling up more and more and more. So in order to be competitive that way, you need to think about leveling up your work all the time. Another thing too that I think is really useful to think about, and that is make sure that the market that you're competing in is one where you can win. For instance, I'm doing dirt bikes, and although there are lots of producers out there, lots of creators that make fantastic videos for dirt bikes, there are not a ton of people in the sphere that I'm in. But as an example, the gaming area, there are so many games out there and people into gaming. There are tens of thousands of gaming channels. So if you think that you're going to start up a gaming channel that's going to somehow be successful, I have to say I would probably do something different. That's just me. If you're like the best gamer in the world and you have some kind of reputation or something, you've never done YouTube and now you want to, that may be one thing. But in general, I think it's really wise to think about competing in a market where you really have a good chance to win. Promote yourself, as I mentioned earlier, with the ways that I was talking about earlier. Connect with other people who are involved in the discipline that you're involved in whatever way that you can. Maybe it's going to trade shows, but I really think the powerful ways these days are to do mediums like Facebook, Instagram, and promote yourself through those, and do what I did, which was literally message and text every single friend that I had when I put out a new video, and I asked them to literally watch my videos and to please, like and subscribe if they would. And I have to say a big thank you to all of my friends out there, because they were a big part of me getting to 1,000 subscribers. So if any of you friends are watching out there, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to like and subscribe to my channel. It really meant a lot to me in the early days when I was really trying to get this thing going. One thing that I did not do that I wish that I would have done, and that is that I wish I would have created a related website. And this is really powerful, and I'm really talking to myself just as much as I'm talking to you, because I should do better in this myself. But here's the story on having a website related to your discipline, the one that you want to make your how-to videos on. And that is that if you want to increase your searchability on platforms like Google or Bing or things like that, you need to have as many tags and things like that for your SEO program. If you guys are familiar with websites, those types of things increase your searchability, and those will direct people not only to your web page, but also to your YouTube channel. And those are things that are really powerful. So people oftentimes will search for, let's say, grilling. They might search Google to ask Google, hey, how do I grill a steak? And your website might pop up. They're much more likely to pop up a powerful website, and that directs them to YouTube, than the opposite. Even though YouTube is a very popular search engine, Google still outranks it significantly. It's way behind, but it's significant. So just keep that in mind. If you have a really powerful website and it's searchable, then you're going to direct people to your YouTube channel. Finally, one other thing I'd like to add, if I was going to start over from square one today, doing a how-to video series like I do, or video channel, and that is make sure that you enjoy what you're doing. If you don't love what you're doing, it's not a very good business to be in, frankly, to run a YouTube channel. There's not that much money in it, quite frankly, and I'm actually close to 2,000 subscribers at the time that I'm making this video, and I'm still not making more than about $100 or so a month off of the ads that I do, but I really enjoy it. I like sharing with people. I really enjoy getting comments from people. I get them from all over the world. I mean, Thailand, Brazil, Hong Kong, Australia, Netherlands. I mean, I have people who reach out to me from all over the world, and for some reason or another, that just gives me a buzz. And it also gives me a big buzz to know that I'm doing something that's helping a lot of people out in the world. I mean, maybe I'm not doing, brain surgery or heart transplants, but you know what? I help a lot of people out there with their dirt bikes, helping them to not make mistakes. And I like to share the knowledge that I've learned over the last 30 some odd years that I've been working with my hands in the garage, longer than that, really. And there's a lot that I know, and I feel like there's a lot that I can share. So if you enjoy teaching other people, enjoy taking time out of your life to share with other people and do something nice and put some good out into the world, then maybe YouTube is for you. That's why I do it. I'm not doing it for the money, obviously, because there's not that much in it, but I do love it, and I really enjoy making videos, and I really enjoy helping other people. So anyway, so those are just some anecdotal stories and some ideas that I thought I could share with you guys. So I hope that you learned something from the things that I was telling you about how I got started and some of the tools that I use to put to work to grow my channel. You can do the exact same thing if you have some special skill and you want to start showing people in your how-to videos how to level up their game or do something they wouldn't know how to do otherwise, then more power to you. I hope that you enjoy doing that. I hope you take on YouTube, and I hope that your YouTube channel is way more successful than mine. If I can do something to help you grow your channel, that gives me a buzz. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to get out in your garage and turn some wrenches and have fun out there in your garage.